We're going to talk XRP and XLM pricing as a big date is coming up, as well as two big price points that both of them need to stay above. We also have Grayscale going after the SEC. That's right. Grayscale saying, hey, why aren't we getting our funds granted to an ETF? We got more layoffs and crypto hot potato continues. Who's left holding the bag? Let's explore the news. Got an amazing show planned for you today, so I'd greatly appreciate it. Hitting the like button if you dig this kind of info. Bitcoin sitting at 22,624, ETH 1549, down 4.4% last 24 hours. Markets are softening up because we're approaching that big date. Oral arguments for Grayscale versus the SEC. That's right, Grayscale is sticking it to the SEC, set for March 7th as executives continue its media blitz. District of Columbia Court of Appeals will hear oral arguments in Grayscale Investments lawsuit against the SEC over the regulator's decision to block the Grayscale Bitcoin Trust from becoming an ETF. The court motion, which was filed on January 23rd, sets the dates for oral arguments for March 7th, oral, nice, 9:30 a.m. Eastern Time. Final briefs from both sides are due on February 3rd, and the composition of the argument panel will be published to the court website February 6th, and I've got that court order right here because, as always, any article you see in this video will be linked in the description below. Here you go, Grayscale versus the SEC. Hit that subscribe button so you can stay up to date with stories like this. Fed seized $50 million from Farmington State Bank tied to scam. Bankman agreed. Federal prosecutors have seized $50 million from this one branch Farmington State Bank that they allege in court records were deposited there as part of FTX founder Sam Bankman-Fried's wide-ranging scheme to defraud investors. And remember, he's the one out there on social media saying, I did not steal. Liar. Prosecutors unsealed the court documents recently that seized funds on January 4th as part of a multi-count indictment. It does not look good for Sam Bankman-Fried, as Caroline Ellison and Gary Huang have already turned evidence in, showing you from the Alameda and FTX side how Sam Bankman-Fried was able to do that with the funds. Question for you. Comment down below what you think. You wouldn't use an unregulated bank, so why would you use an unregulated exchange? All right, so answer that question. Do you need more juice? Do you need higher yield because it's higher risk? What kind of protections, what kind of gains, what would make you use an unregulated exchange? What makes it worth it for you? Let me know down below. BlockFi Creditor Committee advisor reveals $1.2 billion exposure to FTX and Alameda. Yes, crypto hot potato continues. I just did a story recently on Stellar being owed $13.2 million from Genesis, and Genesis is waiting for their money from this person and this person. Crypto hot potato, who's left holding the bag? But yet that $1.2 billion, you're not going to be able to get that BlockFi. So what's going to happen now with all of these bankruptcy proceedings are going to go through their assets versus liabilities. What assets can they collect on? Well, not a lot of them, because it's this money was lent from this and this and this and the tangled web of crypto. So they're going through all these right now. It takes time to go through them all to see really what assets are there on the books versus liabilities. Liabilities are fairly easy. Assets, it's what's recoverable. And yes, further proof that the crypto winter is not over. Just in digital currency group-owned crypto exchange Luno lays off 35% of their employees. The exchange cited market turbulence for the decision to lay off around 35% of the company's global headcount. This comes within a week after Consensus, the company behind MetaMask, announced reducing its staff count as well. According to the report, the company's move will affect more than 300 employees. Last week, crypto lender Genesis filed for global Chapter 11 bankruptcy protection, with one of them being Stellar, top 50 creditor. And now let's get on to that price action talk that you've all been waiting for. The vertical line right here is February 1st. That's the next rate hike announcement by Jerome Powell and the Fed, 25 or 50 basis point hit. Comment below what you think. Now, here's the key floor for XLM. We need to hold above 9 cents before we get to that. If we get to the 25 basis point hit, you'll see it move up green from there. If we get a 50 basis point hit, you're going to see it go down quite heavily red. In fact, you could see it erase a whole bunch of these gains that we just made here in early 2023. So 9 cents or above, February 1st, 2 p.m. Eastern time. Let's switch it on over to XRP. Want to show you this chart. Same idea, but with a little bit more depth in it. All right, XRP has also had a much higher rebound since XLM as well. Definitely performed better in the market for this first part of 2023. But all right, floor 40, all right? Important to stay above that 40 before February 1st, 2 p.m. Eastern time. And now look at this. Three times a lady, hit that floor of 40 and moved its way on up. So definitely more floor support than we've seen of XLM. When XLM hit this last one right here, went to 8.9, went through the 9, but yes, then again, it was now being able to stay above that 9-cent mark. So both have similar stories, but a little bit more floor support action, especially with a little bit more volume action going on with the likes of XRP. So February 1st, 2 p.m. Eastern time, we're going to be live streaming. Why? Because crypto markets react hardcore to macroeconomic conditions and factors like the Fed. So it's pretty obvious that we're not done with the crypto winter just yet, as crypto hot potato of who's holding what bag is what is still left to be decided as we reveal what assets are really on the books and what those assets are really worth. Stellar, by the way, owed $13.2 million. My belief is any funds they get recovering from Genesis should go back to the community, the active developing community right there, as those funds were already written off in the book. I did a video on that. I'll have it linked at the end, so when I go like this, that's the one you should go for. But we've got XRP, XLM. They need to stay above that 40-cent mark as well as that 9-cent mark before the announcement from Jerome Powell and the Fed on February 1st at 2 p.m. The big comments, though, come after the big things that move the market, come right after that at 2:30. That's when he gives his comments as well as his questions and answers. We're going to have action leading up to the announcement, the 2 p.m. announcement, and then the Q&A after, so you'll see exactly how the market responds to massive macros. Now, that video I talked about earlier with Stellar, yeah, being screwed for $13.2 million by Genesis. Deeper dive look, totally something you should be into if you want to get an idea of how companies look and put this stuff on their books and what kind of impact a $13.2 million hole would be in a company of the size of Stellar. Thank you, everyone, for various levels of support for this channel. Till more news breaks, you cool cats, have a great rest of your day.